Yesterday, the United States government, the Department of Justice, arrested two individuals and they recovered $3.6 billion of stolen Bitcoin. This is an absolutely crazy story. Now, here's the deal. Some of you may not know, but Bitfinex, a very large exchange, was hacked in 2016 for over $4 billion worth of Bitcoin. And now the Department of Justice, years and years of hard work culminating in the arrest of two individuals and the recovery of billions of dollars. Now, who the hell exactly are they arrested? First, we have Dutch Lichtenstein and Heather Morgan, both in their 30s. Morgan was a writer, literally at Forbes. She had a verified Twitter account, even wrote pieces like tips to protect your business from cyber criminals. You couldn't make up this script. And of course, the man, Dutch Lichtenstein, he was a YC alum from Y Combinator. He was a tech entrepreneur. This story is crazy. If we then go ahead and we look at what exactly they describe themselves as, things like tech entrepreneur, explorer, occasional magician, coder, investor, interested in blockchain technology, automation, and big data. What is going on? Nobody knows. Now, of course, if we go and we look at actually what was taken or what was recovered by the US government, the hackers or these individuals are accused of conspiring to launder almost 120,000 Bitcoin after it was stolen from Bitfinex in more than 2,000 unauthorized transactions back in 2016. At the time, that Bitcoin was only valued at 71 million. Now it's valued at over $4 billion. But only about 94,000 of the roughly 120,000 Bitcoin have actually been recovered in this effort by the Department of Justice. Now, there's a lot of work that went into this. Inside of the actual filing around the arrest, there are all sorts of graphics and different things that are showing the tracing of funds on an open public blockchain. As we continue to say, the choice currency of criminals around the world is still the US dollar, because if you use Bitcoin and you're a criminal, you're a bad dude, we can track it down. It's a immutable ledger. Those transactions are on that public blockchain forever, and that's exactly what law enforcement did here. Is these criminals had their fingers on a keyboard, and the law enforcement officers that were chasing them down were able to find out exactly what they were doing, trace those funds, end up arresting them, and then recovering a ton of the funds as well. And so what exactly did they do? They were buying all kinds of stuff, literally gift cards, NFTs, PlayStations, the whole 9 yards. This is exactly what I imagined if a teenager was to steal a bunch of money and then go on a shopping spree. You'd go stay at hotels, you'd do Uber, you'd buy things at Walmart, and also maybe get yourself a PlayStation. Well, that's what they were doing too, which is pretty damn incredible. Now, one of the key points to this whole story is that right now, in this moment, the United States government has almost $4 billion of Bitcoin on their balance sheet. Now, technically, it is not the US government's money. They should be giving it back to Bitfinex, even though Bitfinex already made their customers whole. But the US government, right now in this moment, has more Bitcoin on their balance sheet than any other country in the world. And the way that I look at this is that it's a national security issue. Even if the US government gives this Bitcoin back to Bitfinex, the US government should go buy more Bitcoin to replace it and keep Bitcoin on their balance sheet. That national security issue is that there's only 21 million Bitcoin. And the longer that we wait, the more expensive it becomes. And whoever has the courage and conviction early will have the outsized reward. Every country eventually is going to adopt Bitcoin. And so the United States should be the leader. We must act now. The stakes are too high. But of course, that $4 billion sitting on their balance sheet probably won't be there long. This last tweet we have shows they're going to have to give it back. It's not technically theirs. But on the other hand, it kind of is, according to Jack Newald. It also shows us the Department of Justice is closely examining and deploying massive resources to the crypto industry. This is one of the largest recoveries of assets that have ever been stolen by the US government. Just happens to be in Bitcoin. And it further reinforces the fact, if you're a bad dude, don't use Bitcoin, because law enforcement will find you. And on top of that, now that the US government's got $4 billion sitting on their balance sheet, I think they should keep it. They won't, because they owe it back to Bitfinex. But maybe they should go buy more billions of Bitcoin, and they should keep that on their balance sheet.